we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 and they pay.
For upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Cross Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
to an extent, the reading culture of Nigerians is not too good. A lot of people believe that every other thing is much more important than buying a book to read. Apart from the fact that people just want to read books for the purpose of passing their exams or going through school, hardly do people believe that reading outside that purpose still will help them to an extent.
It's been full of ups and downs. Nigerians don't read. I dare to disagree because, we're 16K followers strong on our Instagram account, on other platforms as well. We also have a huge following. So if at all people are not interested in books in Nigeria, we don't have people follow in the first place. And it's so exciting to find out that there are so many people outside of Lagos in deep core parts of Nigeria that are buying and shopping for us, and they are just so excited that this book is locally available and it's sort of like within reach for them. So it's been exciting. It could be better, but again, we do it for the culture, you do it for the passion, and hopefully more stakeholders get interested in it, and it gets better. I got into selling books because I was very passionate about it, and then I was hungry to find other people like me. I wanted to connect with them, and the kind of books that fascinated me I could hardly find people around who were excited about them as well. So at the time, when I interact with people within my age range, they're either talking about some foreign authors that write books outside of the context that I'm familiar with. So I wanted to meet with other young people, other people of like minds who were excited about the kind of books that I liked. And that was basically how it all began. And then beyond that also, I definitely used to go to some website online to find out what books are first to reckon with internationally. And then most of those books are not available locally, so I had to either shop from some big names out there. And then I thought, if these books are available and people are actually talking about them, reviewing them, perhaps there might be young people or people in Nigeria as well that would really want to read about them. So I end up bringing a few copies, see if I can circulate within my circle, publicize, use social media, and see how far it goes. And so that was how it all started.
It's actually more like born out of inspiration, and then the drive to bring books closer to people, because at some points that I loved reading, I found it hard getting the kind of books I really always wanted to read. So it was like, you could get this for other people, and then it's been there for me. So I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, and I'm the fact that I can have access to books too as a bookseller is fantastic for me. Yeah, it's been profitable. It's how you do the business that makes it profitable for you. So it's been profitable. It may not be the best of the businesses in the country or in the world, especially maybe in this part of the world, knowing fully well the attitude to reading and education generally, and then even government's attitude to education, So, but still, there are still people who know that without education, they wouldn't be where they are. And then even if they are not educated, they get the best of educated people to work for them. So that means education, which comes through reading of books, is a key and vital role in this life.
It has enhanced reading, but what I realize is that even for those who normally would not like to buy a Bible before, because of the ability to read their Bibles from their phones. A lot of people are beginning to dump reading Bibles on their phones with buying regular Bibles, because they've seen the importance of having to carry a Bible or read a hard copy Bible. When people read from their phones, most times they can't easily go back or even highlight certain things. But with the hard copy Bible, they are able to do some highlighting, go back, make references and all that. So technology, to an extent, it has its own advantage and its own disadvantage to our business. Advantages are the fact that people could, read at any time they want to, in the dark, wherever. But disadvantage is the fact that it's handy, when you have your books on your media, electronic media. But for those who still cherish the hard copy books, they still come back, to pick up the hard copy books from us. A lot of Nigerians are writing more, because virtually on a daily basis we get new books from Nigerian writers, asking that Latana should carry their books. It's a bit challenging, but at the same time we try to encourage them, to review their books and then accept it for display on our shelves.
We still battle with issues of piracy. There are times where royalties are not paid the way they are supposed to. Publishing houses don't put enough effort to promoting books the way they are supposed to. So that way books, and people are not even aware that some Nigerian authors are writing really, really good books. I think sometimes more books written by Nigerian authors are sort of like accepted in the Western world better than they are locally. And also, in terms of marketing, publicity, locally, more effort still needs to be put in place to help us combat issues of piracy, and then ensure that people are more able to access so many of these books as well locally.
For book lovers, I say keep reading, because you know already what you are gaining from reading. And then for governments, give more allocation to education. Allocation to education is very important, and you can't have a government that just places less emphasis on education, and every year you expect your people to be better, and then there are fightings. Any small thing, any little thing, there's fights, and it's all because of the level of exposure and education of the people, and it's playing a role in every facet of the economy, every facet of the society, because people are not well enlightened about their rights, about the opportunities that they can actually get, and many of those things come in through parts of education, and reading is part of it.
Hello and welcome. This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. How you guys doing? How's your week been? I feel like we're slowly getting to the end of this week, so I hope you're holding still and wearing your face masks and doing everything that you're supposed to do. Anyway, well, thank you for joining in. In case you don't know, this is an entertainment analysis show that does it better than nobody else. We basically analyze all your favorite celebrities, all their gist, everything that's happening. We also serve it with facts and figures, explain, break it down, analyze, cook it, serve it, and sip on it. And to do that with me is Ifeolu Osuke, my personal person.
What's going on?
How's it going?
What's going on? It's popping.
Well,
right?
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, blessed.
Are you sure?
I
feel like you're in a different dimension today.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Not a bad one, just very different.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, okay,
It's
well.
allowed. When you don't have money.
This money, it's going to come.
Huh?
It's going to come.
No, it definitely comes. It's just January. Just the thing about January and not, having too many bills to pay, recovering from dirty December, and a whole lot of other stuff going on here.
I feel like that was me last week and the week before, some things have come in, so I'm feeling a bit
some things are coming in, they're just not enough. It's not like they're not coming, they're not just enough.
No, is it ever enough?
It's never enough.
It's never enough.
Ever enough.
Anyway, Sha, let's go into the package that I've created for them today. I think it's going to be fun. We have guests, we have music, we have gist, so I hope you have your tea ready. Starting off, we have former housemate of the reality TV show Big Brother Naija, Venita, who recounted how she lost a real estate deal after she turned down a sexual advance from a staffer of the company. In series of tweets, heavily discounted on the journey of independence. Obviously, everybody can relate to how important that is to be able to have a house. The company was well established and boasted a roster of worthy influencers. I was welcomed and I felt at home with the brand. Unfortunately for me, the media head, who also had a similar industry background, decided I looked like his ex-wife and carried my matter on his head. She alluded to how things got terminated really quickly, but now things have turned around for her and that we should persevere. And when I say we, women, and this has been keeping her story really, really, really short. She basically explained how they offered her like a hotel or something, and then The guy wanted to sleep over as well. She was like, bro, you can take the sleepover and your entire house together. Like, I'm out of that, you know. And she went, peace. And then what else did she say? She said she reported the case, and they were all like really supportive and doing an investigation, only to find out that he wasn't just a creep in like the sexual department. He was also fraudulent and wasn't giving out all the money that she like basically deserved or whatever. But then after all of that, when there was a lot of ginger going on and momentum to, you know, fight for justice, they just stopped picking up her calls. All of them now, including the media guy, the owner, the CEO, everybody just stopped picking up her calls. So I guess her wala was too much. And, you know, it was obviously sad for her. But I guess now she's saying that she's found other deals, like something has come back to her a lot later, but better, and that basically what is yours is yours. It was really motivational and stuff. And then she also talks about how, like, the black women are the most abused people on the planet, and this and this and that. Yeah, she spoke a lot, but I wanted to know what your takes are, Ife.
I just feel like it's over with that point where a lot of men, especially in a position of power, feel like they can objectify women for their own personal gains. You know, you see a woman and because she looks like your ex-wife, so she has to play the role of your ex. I don't get it. Like, I really don't. But that's one side of the story, and I'm never one to run with one side of the story. I always like to hear both sides. Where you're professional, where you working, yeah, that's your side. Yes, I know it's my job to talk about. Yes, I know it's my job to also stand with all women, which I'm going to be doing 100%. But I also would love to hear from this. You know, if they can be called out completely. I'm not fond of this. Let's call out people and leave out their names anymore. If we want to call out, let us call out. Call out the company, call out the media head, call out the CEO, let people know who they are for who they are. So just to avoid another woman from falling into that thing, because you have not really helped anybody, if you ask me. You can talk about this. This is stating the obvious, because we all know this. It's not just in the media space. It's not just in the movie space. It's not just in the real estate. It's everywhere. Men want to get satisfied for places that they did not. How do I put it now?
They don't have a right to.
They don't have a right to. They just want to reap it, and they just feel like, oh, because you're a woman, it's my entitlement. It isn't your entitlement as a man. It isn't. It's just, are you going to work with a woman for our intelligence, for our contribution to whatever you're doing? I think we should get to that level where we begin to see women like, okay, they have something to bring to the table as well. Do you understand? I'm not just looking at them from the angle.
They should even start to see that, heck, we can even make the table. We can build the table that you are going to be
sitting
on.
I just feel like it's a starting point, you know?
It's too low. The bar is too low. Like, I think at this point, I'm no longer asking for equality. Like, I'm asking for respect.
Superiority.
No, I'm not asking for respect. And if my respect is bigger than your entire entity, then give me that, because that's what is due. I like where you're coming from, to be honest, if you're going to have an honest, unbiased conversation. And I think, okay, I'll say it's biased for me because I'm agreeing to this statement because I kind of know Venita a little bit to know that there is a possibility that her attitude just really stank. And maybe, yeah, that incident happened, but the fact that everybody else now decided to call it off was that it was adding to the wahala that she already like embodied. It is possible, but even then, when you're not the kind of woman who has an attitude, and for all you know, Venita didn't have an attitude in this particular period, and she was okay. There's a lot of people that would still think that your own is too much, like you bringing up.
Definitely, we know how to victim shame in this part of the world.
So yeah,
I'm not even trying to victim shame Venita. I'm just saying that I'm not one to run with one side of the story. That's just me. That's who I am.
That's what I'm explaining to now.
Yeah, I get you now.
Okay.
We're on the same page, sis. I've not flipped the page.
All right.
We're still on the same page.
Okay.
It's still number 6, page 6. We're still on page 6. We don't go to 7 yet.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So basically, I just feel like a lot of people should also learn to call out. If I want to call out anybody, then I'll not call you out. Maybe because I have a loud mouth anyway. I mean, I'll call out people even in reality. In real life, I'll call you out in real life. So I don't know about doing all this internet. So if I really want to call out somebody, I won't be talking about a real estate company. I'll be naming the company. I'll be naming the CEO. I'll be naming their media. Come out and defend yourself. Come and beat me in my house.
But I don't think the story really is about them, is it? I think she's trying to say that she's happy that she didn't have to sleep with somebody because something else came for her, which in itself is another advice that I don't know. bro, sometimes if you don't sleep with that person, which is fine, you shouldn't even be doing that. It might not come again. And you just have to move on and find something else. It's just the unfortunate system. Like, it's so toxic and so bad, and that there's so many hurdles in front of a woman, which is why sometimes it really pains me when men undermine the struggle that women face, that there is a genuine, like, glass ceiling that some women would not be able to pass through except they do a few things. So a lot of the times, if you're not lucky enough, your decency would limit you, especially it's worse in some industries. And you have to admit that. If she didn't go to Big Brother Naija, if she didn't maybe do other things, or if she wasn't as privileged as she was, maybe she wouldn't have found another deal like that. A normal girl who's from nowhere and had that opportunity, and she said no. Sometimes they never see the opportunity again till Jesus calls them, or whoever they worship calls them. Or they go back to the grass if that's what they believe in. Whatever, you understand my point. So it's a nice way to.
It doesn't work for everybody.
No,
the
it
same way
doesn't. It doesn't. But I like that she made a lot of emphasis still on the fact that just keep doing your thing. Like, keep breathing life into your goals. Just keep pushing or whatever. We all know that that's a math that works. It's not now a system or whatever. If you keep pushing, yes, your sky might be a bit shorter than other people's, but you will definitely see progress if you keep on moving and stuff. So
Definitely.
yeah, I like that she's kind of promoting the idea of seriousness and like integrity and embodying all of that. I feel like that's a really good thing. I don't know how else to dispute what she said, but there's just some things that were just feeling a little bit too rosy-dozy. Like, no, sometimes you just don't ever get the opportunity back. Now, in terms of calling people out, if that's not what she is going against, like, I feel like Vanessa is also someone, I don't know, I've seen her call people out before, like even on her story and stuff. But I don't think that the main characters of this conversation is them. I think it's more about like where she is now and what she's doing for her girls and stuff. Anyway. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
I wish you the best luck and all our endeavors.
Same, Jerry. Same. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the saga. Recently broke a 4-year box office record. Funke Akindele Bello is currently top trending on Twitter Naija, with film lovers and fans congratulating the star actress on her latest feature. The actress co-directorial release, I'm gonna get to the saga, recently broke a 4-year record as it emerged the highest grossing Nollywood film of the decade, knocking off the Kemi Adetiba, The Wedding Party. I don't know. Have you seen this movie?
I haven't. But from the
because
people who have seen it, they're all speaking well about the movie. I know our co-anchor Enio Lau said she's seen it and she gave a very positive review about the movie. And yes, about it, grossing being the highest gross movie since 2016. Yes, I think it's really applaudable considering the fact that it happened now. You get the cinemas are half capacity, the people going out are not so many. So even when you say half capacity, if it's 50 people that is off, you'll be expecting like 30, 40, and you're still allowed to make so much money, or you're still able to make so much money. I think that's
you're doing something very different. Because I think
it's because of the sequels. I mean, the previous episodes of Omogeto. I think there's Omogeto 1, 2, and I think this is the third one, if I'm correct. I think they've been very good movies as well, and people just want to see how it continues and continues. So when you're doing a sequel, like you want a continuation to your movie, just make sure the first one is sane, because I've seen a lot of movies that will say watch out for part 2, and I really don't care about watching part 2. Yeah, so I think
I was going to say, I think for her, it's word of mouth that really did this, because I don't remember seeing this movie advertised.
Have you seen the video?
No, that's what I'm saying. I've not seen. No. I've not seen this movie advertised anywhere. Usually, there is, if you drive on Lekki Ekpe, you'll be seeing all the little poster flyer things hanging around. By the time you get to the 1004 area, like what I'm saying is that this wasn't heavily marketed. It wasn't even as marketed, in my opinion, as what's that one? The one with this guy. What's that guy's name?
Brother Shaggy.
Yes, and Toyin.
What movie is that?
The one where they were event planners.
What movie is that?
That's what I'm asking you. Alakada Reloaded.
Alakada Reloaded.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
I've seen Alakada. I haven't seen Reloaded either.
You see, that one for me was heavily marketed. Heavily marketed. It was in everybody's Instagram. All the actors that I follow.
Well, what's this guy?
That's that guy.
What's this now? Like, you just came back to me like, said this guy. I mean, so I just
you see, you got it.
I don't
that's
recognize
his thing now.
Streets,
That's
like,
his. Everybody has a thing. If we're wasting time.
Describe me with imbecility.
Alright, who's the guy with the towel?
Towel?
Yeah, put the towel in here. You see, who is the guy with?
That's not imbecile. That is not. What's it called?
It's not really an imbecile thing. That's like, kind of like a dance sort of.
That is.
You're wasting time. Wait till you to go and do your own kini. Let's.
How do I do mine? Show me.
They're making money.
Give me a. Can we just move on? We're not getting it. We're definitely not.
No, we're not. That's exactly. Let's stay in your lane. Do the one that you know how to do. Exactly. We're not funny people. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like that. I think the word of mouth really did this movie. The first set of people to watch it couldn't stop talking about it, and it spread, and everybody. Because I remember I got to know about this movie even being in the cinema from word of mouth. Like, have you watched this thing? Have you watched this thing?
Have you been to the cinema anyways?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah, I even went with Elsie actually.
Oh, when?
Yeah, when she was still around.
No, I'm talking. Obviously, you've been to the cinema. I'm talking about in recent time. Obviously.
I thought you meant like COVID times because COVID. I'm talking about like early December last year.
Oh yeah, that's allowed. I'm talking about like early December last year.
Yeah.
That's still quite.
Yeah. I watched this movie that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, I don't think I even want to go to the cinema just yet.
It's empty. It's probably the safest place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Because it's really empty. There's not a lot of people there. Except from, what's it called? Omogeto. Every time I've gone to the cinema, it's been booked out, like packed. It's full.
That's why she's making a lot of money. So people actually want to see. And you need to also realize that, look, a lot of people are saying, it's happening in the pandemic time. People are jobless this period.
If there's a lot of movies there, what are you talking about?
The cinemas?
Yes.
How many do you want to see that is Nigerian?
A lot. There is the Rattlesnake. See, Ife, it's only Nigerian. It's only Nigerian movies. That's what I'm telling you, Ife. Don't take away from Omotola. Funke Akindele herself. She is the secret to this magic. It isn't about. She's the spice. Because it's not about the fact that we're in a pandemic. It's not about the fact that there are no movies there. It's just I don't know what it is. This movie was good enough that everybody wants to watch it. Period. And I don't know what she put inside of it because I haven't watched it yet. And I'm sorry, everybody that has watched the movie are not people that I respect in terms of like movie opinions. So
I just spoke about Eniola recommending.
Eniola likes everything.
You don't respect her in terms of movie opinions.
Because me, I feel like a lot of people
that is so below the belt for your co-anchor. What would you say about me when I'm not here?
If I wouldn't respect your opinion about Nigerian movies either.
About Nigerian? I wouldn't give you my opinion about Nigerian movies.
I don't know. I just feel like Nigerian movies are very hard to like impress me a lot of the time.
Don't worry, you will. Have I ever given you a Nigerian movie that didn't?
There was one movie that you said was so
Nigerian
bad.
Movie.
Yes.
Nigerian.
You were like, that movie is so bad. I watched it. It wasn't so bad.
I don't think I know any Nigerian movie that is so bad. Hey! So I'm not even going to tell you.
That's not good there.
I don't know any. See, there is no Nigerian movie that has kept me like, that movie bad.
No, I mean bad as in like a terrible bad. You said that movie was a terrible bad. Like,
no,
it was so terrible. And then I watched it and it wasn't actually terrible. I think it was Oloture. I think it was Oloture. You people were like, what was that?
Did I think it was bad?
The ending was somehow, acting
for
was
me,
this.
For me, the acting was on point.
Why did she?
For me, the acting was on point. There are just the certain things that make up a movie for me. You see the first 2 minutes of a movie. Very, very. You see those ones that they're even writing that nobody's acting. They're just saying in the year 1990. I read those things. I pause to read. Yeah, and then another thing that stands out for me is how you finish your movie. It's really important. The beginning and the end. I really don't care about the body. Did you finish up the body? Anything worth doing is worth doing well, right? Exactly. So if you don't end it right, the movie is trash.
Okay. Well, I would take yours over in your last shot because everything is nice. Everything. All the movies. She was here. Anyway, we love you. Let's kill.
Watch more, so you can gain more.
Please, let's watch the Askamaya anthem. We'll be right back. There's still more, so don't go anywhere.
Shana, Askamaya be singable. Abai we, Emini Leti. Come on, Nifty Skoda. Come on, Jamie Chaka. Anina here. But see the lady. Yamadina to my car. Lefty, I'm a bad body baba. Only the me, I will get a right yara. Lefty, I fed track, tenancy, yeah. If I fall, I go out of control, I look bad. Ask my bees when you see us make a big race. I got a one piece, show you know you look first. Sing the unstingable, I want to jet. Lefty, no more feel that from come out there. So many. To my wife, Malama, Chevy gangster. Ogbeni to my mue, to my bag. My fuel, con 1 blood 7 die. One bear sorrow, Malama bell. I shall one let of a bell, my child. What was Kamaya? Now we the runner. For us to roll to my log, I'm a corner. So many, so many, but I can some dirty. Busty, Opa is plenty. Idajo war Shemi is skeptic. Busty, I the bust like the team. I just go everyday medicine. I love a bet, they don't burn any bagger. Every time bet you want to them attack. So many, so many. Your face. Then this said the block us and go build up a fence. Then no say we get attacked with the scatter defense. In a form, Misaki, I you know put it here. You know you're not your own better. If you look where's them, isn't it your label of him? I take him one. If you rock what I eat, I get to say a man. So many.
Hello and welcome back. This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. We got carried away there with a lot of Fasiwaju saying that was going on with.
What's Fasiwaju saying?
Whatever. That was going on with
Fasiwaju saying, boom.
That's what I said, fair.
Mau. Boom, boom.
Anyway, I promised in the beginning of the show that we have a lot packed for you, and we have a special guest in the building. This person is your favorite. Well, I'm pretty sure, especially if you're a woman. Leo, very good to look at in the eyes. Leo Baba. I'm about to murder your name. Okay, Leo Da Silva, popularly known as Leo. I guess you can call him that. Is a young CEO of a number of companies. He is in the MD CEO of the big figure Small World Limited. At the age of 17, he founded Sods Entertainment in England. He later replicated the same company in the United States. So basically, he's a big boy. He was born on the 10th of July, 1992, and hails from Lagos. So he's a true Lagosian, not like us that are just like pretending. He went into Big Brother House in 2018, portraying himself as a businessman that he is, and Nigerians basically loved him for it. He didn't stop there though. He is now currently public speaking, mostly on things that he is passionate about, like education, gender equality, real estate, empowerment, policy making, stopping trolls, giving hots for hots on Twitter. Like, the list goes on, really. But please welcome with me, Leo. Hi.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for
Mr. Complainer.
Always
complaining on Twitter.
About women.
Not just women.
It's mostly women.
Yeah, mostly women.
But I don't know what we've done
and
to
relationships.
him. Yes, and I think somebody's hurt him, and you need to tell us who she is, her address, what she looks like, eye color, so she just go and find her.
Someone what?
Hurt you, like somebody.
Okay, so the thing about my past with relationships, before now, I've not really been like privileged to have a very good relationship. I've been in a physically abusive relationship.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! When
Emotionally
you say
abusive.
Physically abused.
Yes,
So a woman was slapping as you done this your chest.
Bro, my ex has stabbed me.
What?
Oh wow! We really
My
need
ex
to
has,
talk about that.
we don't need to talk about that.
Kind of friend.
Yeah, so but the thing is, okay, like I had to stop because obviously my girlfriend now didn't like the fact that people were always tagging her on my Fear Women tweets. But it was just Fear Women because of what I've experienced. I'm not saying Fear Woman. That doesn't mean I'm not in love with someone right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was just Fear Women was a general thing, like the way they say men are scum.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies will say men are scum, but still, they'll
What
be.
would you say ladies are?
I just say fair women, just.
I think ladies are still queens. We just end up with them.
I beg you, fair.
Why are you playing to a gallery?
Don't mind him.
I'm not playing to a gallery.
Are you trying to?
Let me tell you
Pick
why.
me. Don't worry.
Let me tell you why I think ladies are still queens, because even the woman that I thought was the enemy, I ended up realizing that I learned a few things. I learned a lot of
You need to
patience
understand
from her.
that men are kings doesn't still make the fact that men are still not trash and men are still not scum. So
I'm
the
not
fact
scum.
the fact that you're saying that is you. The fact that you're saying fair women doesn't still mean that women are not scum or women are still not queens.
They're still not scum and they are queens.
Okay, Sha, I think you are saying the same thing, but in different ways. The point is, we're a lot of things, and genders were always against each other.
Humans are
everybody has range.
Exactly.
All right, so when you say physically abused, I'd like to, delve into that. What led to the physical abuse? Because a lot of people look at abuse and they just feel like, okay, so
It's
what?
only for men.
It's only for men. So what led to it? What do you think you did that you deserve? Nobody deserves to be
I didn't do
abused.
anything, that's the thing. It was more of a, I don't want to go into details because when it comes to speaking about my past, I try to respect the fact that these people have relationships, they're inside now. So, all I'm ready to talk about is that I didn't do anything. It was more of a, probably she was triggered by something she's gone through in her life, and that was the way she thought was the best way to react. It's not like I cheated or anything like that. It was just, it was a conversation that led up to
You
maybe
getting started.
Yes.
Okay. Let's
see the way they always try to just brush our own pain. But if it's their own pain now, they will even put it in film.
Yeah.
Watch it 1 hour 30 minutes.
Okay.
Our own 2 minutes chats now, you're already getting aggravated and I'm bored.
Lord knows
Let's move on.
That's not the case.
No, that's the case.
First of all,
It's just
I've
what it is.
always
What it
advocated.
is.
I've advocated a lot on this table that for any feminist, especially if you're built with the right, core values and stuff, we have to work together. If the men are not, getting elevated, we are not. The reason why I'm trying to brush is because I think that there's more to Leo than just women talk. Reading your bio and doing a lot about you, I was quite impressed, and it was kind of upsetting, to be honest, because I didn't know much about you. I didn't watch your Big Brother Niger, whatever. So I didn't know for a long time that you were part of the Big Brother Niger crew. I just knew that you were this guy that used to upset me with your tweets on Twitter. So when I was reading your stuff, and I'm thinking, bro, you have a lot that you've done. And then I checked your year and I feel like I've not even started living life yet because what? So that for me is something I really want to talk about. We can still go back to the women stuff. Don't worry.
It's fine. We were not. We're
but
done,
I want to know how you even got there. You're what, 28?
28,
28, and you have a business in UK, America, this place, that place, investments in this and that, and then even things that you're doing for your parents and their legacy. I know you're doing something for your mom and all of that. What?
I have a foundation for my mom,
Exactly. So how and when and in what capacity were you able to get your legs planted in all of this? Like who launched you into that? Because it's not very common.
Okay, so I started business because of necessity. You know, I had a conversation with my dad in December 23rd, 2009, you know, where he said I was going to be cut off totally. You know, yes. So,
okay.
What was the reason?
Exactly. Come on, you can't just drop that.
I think he's the only one that can explain it. You know, God rest his soul. So I don't want to assume. You understand? He's the only one that.
But it wasn't bad blood or anything.
No, there was no bad blood. Okay. You know, it wasn't.
So
bad
were
blood.
you supposed to do something not to be cut off?
No, I wasn't supposed to do anything not to be cut off. I think because I'm the only son of my dad, so I feel that was just his own way of saying, you know what, it's time for you to
grow up.
Yeah, be a man for yourself. You know?
Okay.
Maybe it was the wrong thing to do, but you know, the thing with Nigerian parents, they never really get it right totally. No one is perfect, so I don't hold it against him. Yeah. So I don't hold it against him because it helped me to shape my future. So it was a necessity.
And just to put in context, you were 17 when this happened.
Yes, I was in 2019. I was 17.
And you were studying. Did you
Yes,
finish? Okay, yeah, you did, because you almost finished your PhD and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says, okay, you should get cut off and all of that, and then you start an entertainment business. Why that? So you're not singing or rapping or acting?
I wasn't singing or rapping.
Okay.
You know, so the thing is, with me, I look at, I've always been in business. You know, in high school, I used to sell trainers. You know, that was how I started business. I'll go to Yaba Market, the old Yaba Market. I buy trainers for like 3,000. I go to school, I sell them for like 5K, 6K, I make my profit. You know, there was scroller chains, there was scroller belts. People buy it from accessories to die for in my school for 15,000. I buy it for 5,000, sell it to them for 10,000. You know, that was how I started. I've always been in business, but I started structured business 28th of May, 2010. So I looked at it that at the time, there were a lot of people doing entertainment in my uni, but it was
What uni is this?
University of Hertfordshire.
Okay.
So we had a very large Nigerian community, and we were very close to London. So that I just looked at it that there was a market for a proper Nigerian entertainment crew to do Nigerian parties, and we could create a synergy between Nigerian, Caribbean, and even some Oyinbo people. I just looked at it, there was a market. There was this other crew at the time, Dynamics. You know, they were the guys that were reigning, but I feel like because at the time they didn't have people that had good structure, so we could take good advantage of that. They weren't doing constant parties anymore because they were having arguments within themselves. So I took full advantage of that fact. And the first thing I did was, okay, I had my school fees in my account, you know, at that time, and I said, okay, I said, okay, if I invest part of this money to do this party, push it as hard as I can, I should be able to make, times 3. It was a very huge risk.
Are you kidding?
It was an
see how Goosebumps is like.
Yes, it was an extremely huge risk. But thankfully for me, you know, I put that money in and I was able to make about 70% of that money, you know, like I made profit of about 70%. So that was how it started for me. And with me, I talk less, I do more. I'm more action. You get when it comes to business. I don't really talk too much about my business because, you know, there are a lot of NDAs, there are a lot of things that I do. So I started with that. And when I moved back to Nigeria, I did events in Nigeria as well. But later on, I just fell in love with doing, you know, more serious business. Okay, well then, before we get to the more serious business, you did Big Brother, which can be argued that it's not very serious, sort of. Can be argued. But why did you decide to do that? I mean, I decided to do Big Brother because of my mom. She was a huge fan of the show. At the time, she was really ill, and she forced me to go for the audition. I remember we had arguments and arguments before this audition. Oh, wow. You know, about you should go. And I'm like, Mom, they are not looking for people like me there. You know, all these people, like especially you see Sigobe, all of them were in entertainment. Every single, either in entertainment or wanting to go into entertainment. I had no single flair for entertainment. In fact, like after I left Big Brother, there were movies and stuff. I always said, yo, I never told you guys I wanted to act. You get what I'm saying? I don't have any single passion for it. I feel like just because I'm popular doesn't mean I need to be in a movie. I think more people that are trained, people that went to acting school, are the people that should be in. Yeah.
Well, at the very least, have a passion for it.
Yes, have a passion for it.
So let's argue about the argument that Big Brother has been perceived to be seen as something not so serious, right? But I want to believe that after you left the house, there were some values that you left with. There's some things that are still instilled in you even after 2 years.
So I would argue that Big Brother is serious. And I'll argue as well that it's not serious. So with Big Brother, it's a blank slate. It's whatever you make it, that you make it. Like before my set, there was no one on Big Brother talking about business persistently. There was no one on Big Brother saying, oh, this is how you invest your money, or there was no one on Big Brother doing that. So I made it serious, you know, and there were other people like, you know, Teddy was really interested in investing as well. There was Lulu as well. I was talking about his, you know, his experience in all of that as well. So it depends. It's a blank slate. Big Brother is what you make it. So you cannot say the show as on its own is an extremely big platform and is an extremely serious platform. Like we did presentations on global warming, we did presentation on gender-based violence. So you know it's extremely serious. But obviously you can go there. No, you can go there and catch cruise.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? You can go there.
So for you, what would you say if you were given the chance to go back into the house now? What would you be doing differently?
I wouldn't go back into the house.
No, but if
they said, okay, you have to. Like,
what
you have to go back into the house right now. What would you do differently from what you did when you were in the house? Your face is so sad about it. Why? You really?
You hate that Big Brother
what
house
happened?
so much?
Is it?
No. It's just I've gotten what I need from Big Brother. So. Okay, I remember when I wanted to go into the house, I had a meeting with my family and everything. And what we agreed on was, okay, 3 weeks, you know, it's okay for you. You understand? I said I wanted to spend 3 weeks. And I ended up spending 7 weeks, 6 to 7 weeks in the house. And for me, it was too much. Because first of all, it cut the time short that I had with my mom because my mom died exactly a week after I left the house.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I left the house on a Sunday. The next Sunday, she died. So if I had left 3 weeks, I would have had at least 4 more weeks with my mom. So already, I did not like the fact that I stayed that long. That was not the plan. So if I'm going to go back into the house now, I don't think I'll do anything differently. I'll still be the same, talk about business. I'll still be the same, have fun when it's necessary. That's just it.
Okay, so the rumor has it, a bird told me that you used to be really friendly before the house. You used to be very friendly, very chatty, that y'all were G's and stuff. And then you your face, facial expressions. I hope the cameraman is getting what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, so then after you get into the house, I don't know, maybe now that you're saying what you're saying, I can imagine that I guess you're a bit cranky about that, but that you just basically cut off a lot of people and we're not talking to people as much and all of that. So, and it seemed to be like really common. Like everyone was like, yeah. I don't know if just human beings regurgitating what they've heard or if there's actually some truth in it. And then I want to also give an opportunity to explain what that's like.
Take their opinion seriously, though.
I would. I don't know about you, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to know your opinion about such opinions. You used to be a lot more friendly and accessible, and then the house kind of made you
I'm still a lot more friendly and accessible.
So you didn't necessarily like.
But did you cut off people intentionally?
I didn't cut off anyone. You see, the thing is with when you're growing, there are people that that would grow with you, that are part of it. And at the same time, you don't always want to, you cannot really carry every single person along. But one thing you have to understand is the people that work with me, like, for example, the person that is my road manager and my PA, I've known him since I was 7. We still work together. You know, before the house, my closest friend, Chefumi, I still see him like 3 times or 4 times a week, you know. So I still have all of my core people around me. You know, I might not be close to people. You know, some people that I might have been close to. Like, there might be some situations that might not be good for my brand.
Yeah.
You know, you can put out a phone and and that kind of situation is not really good for me.
Yeah.
You know, before when I was just a normal guy on the street. I can enter inside Shita and sit down where people are smoking. It's nothing.
Yeah.
You get me? But now, you know.
Caption it.
No, it's not even about.
Leo.
It's not even about.
Leo now a drug addict.
No, it's not even about the caption. It's not even about the picture. It's even more about my safety, because if I'm in that kind of situation now, people might want to tax me, and I don't. I'm just like, yo, I'm still the same person. Yes, I'm famous now, but I'm still I do my best.
Okay, well, that's a good enough answer. And I think it's just even in normal, general circumstances, you can't just always talk to everybody. You evolve. But my next question is about your tweets.
Yeah.
Have you ever, and I would appreciate the honesty, have you ever tweeted something just, I mean, okay, maybe not solely, but it's a good reason that you're tweeting